Hello guys, it's Ranshukar here from Fantaculous and today I'm playing Civilization 6 Rise and Fall. I wanted to try out all the civilization that's been added in Rise and Fall expansion pack, and that's exactly what we'll be doing in upcoming videos. But for this gameplay video, we'll be trying out Seondeok of Korean Empire. So let's dive in. Let's talk about unique abilities bonuses of Korean Empire. Korean get their unique district, which is Siwon. It is a replacement for campus. This unique district, it can be built in half the time. This gives you additional 4 to 5 science. Now campuses, they usually tend to give you +1 or 2 additional science in terms of adjacency bonuses, but Siwon, it usually at its minimum it gives you +4 science when you place it on top of a hill. So Siwon is really powerful. And another feature of Korean Empire is have rank. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. So this have rank, it gives you +10% culture and science when you have an established governor. Now we'll be getting like 5 to 6, or at minimum we'll be getting 4 governors. That means we'll get almost 40% boost to our culture and science. So this is good. Now they also have this ability called 3 kingdoms, which gives them 1 extra science and 1 extra food to farms when they are adjacent to Siwon district. Now Korean tends to get a bias toward hills and tundra tiles. I don't know why, but this is something that happens in the game, and you'll see that in a few minutes. Now we want to place our Siwon on top of a hill surrounded by some flat land where we can build farms, and also some hills, some stones where we can build mines or quarries so that we can take advantage of this bonus science and food. Now one thing that you should always keep in mind when you are placing Siwon and when you are planning your district placement is always put your Siwon away from other district or your city center. When you place campuses, you usually tend to get additional science when this campus is adjacent to other districts. You get +1 size for 2 adjacent district. But Siwon, when you place Siwon next to a district, you get a penalty. You get -1 science. So this is something you should always keep in mind when you are planning as Korea and you are putting Siwon in your empire. So put it away from your main city center, and put it away from the district. You should put it on a hill because this is the only place you can put a Siwon on. This is kind of a limitation to Siwon, but it gives you so many science bonus that it's totally worth it. Now Hwacha is a unit that's unique to Korea. It's actually a range unit. It's not as powerful as many other cavalry and land and melee units of other civilizations like Arabia, Russia, Germany, but it's fine. So let's try the game and let's dive into the game. Okay, you can see we are surrounded by lots of bonus resources. We have this luxury resource cocoa on one side, we have stones here, and we have horses here. We have three stones, 2 horses, 1 deer, another stone over here. Now you can see this is quite a nice starting position. Whenever you start your game, you should always move your warrior first so that you can take a look around, and if there's a better starting position, you should move there and settle your city there. You can see we have also found cocoa over here. We have cattle here, but for our capital, this position is fine. This is quite amazing because if we settle here, we'll be able to get this stone and these horses right on, and then whenever our capital grows, we'll be able to get these stones and these all of these bonus resources too. So let's just settle over here. I have already told you the restriction on placement of Sivan. We need to have a hill if we want to place Sivan in our city. So this one is a hill and this one is actually a grassland. We can put our Sivan on any of flat tile. So we need to keep that in mind and we need to plan accordingly. This is also a hill. We can put our Sivan there too, but it has additional resource. We can actually put a quarry over here, so putting a Sivan over there won't be a good idea. Now talking about build order, I actually go for Slinger first because on higher difficulties Bobs becomes a huge pain in the ass in the early game, so you need to be prepared to deal with these guys. And I also go for Slinger because I want to boost archery by killing a unit with the Slinger, and this is what I recommend. I recommend you go with a warrior or a slinger first, and then you go with scout or anything else that you need. But whenever you are playing on difficulties higher than emperor, you should go for military unit. On lower difficulty you can go for scout, explore the area, and then you can go for a builder or slinger or warrior. But on higher difficulty, go for slinger, warrior. Always go for any of these two. So I'm gonna go with the slinger. For research, I tend to go with animal husbandry first because I am gonna boost the archery, and I want to have archer early on so that I can defend my empire better. But you can go for anything, depends on your preference, depends on your situation. You can see our this luxury resource. If we want to improve the style, we need to research irrigation. Now I'm gonna go with animal husbandry first because we won't be getting our worker, so we can wait for a few turns. First I'm gonna go with animal husbandry, and then we'll go with mining first because we can put some mines over here, or maybe some quarries, but we'll see how it goes. Whenever I start a city, any new city, I focus on food first so that I can get citizen really quickly, second citizen. But you can see if we focus on food, it's gonna take longer to produce this slinger. So I think we can defocus the food. We can actually focus on these two things. It's not important to get citizen early on, but it's important that we get our slinger early so that we can use the slinger to explore this side of area. We are exploring using our warrior now. You should send your warrior far away from your capital because these warriors, they are gonna appear soon, so you need your warrior to defend your capital. Okay, I think we have found a neighboring civilization. This is not good at all. Now on civilization 6 we want to have as many cities as possible. This is Brazil, and this is their second city. On higher difficulties, these AI players, they also get additional settler, so they can put a new city early on. Now we need to settle a city over here so that we can have some sort of buffer city between our capital and Brazil. And it's this city, if we won't if we don't put a city here, we'll be getting lots of pressure, lots of negative loyalty from the citizens of Brazil. I'll talk about loyalty in next video, or maybe at the end of this video. But loyalty is also a huge problem in rise and fall. You can lose your city if your city keep losing loyalty, so keep that in mind. I was playing a game a few while back, and I lost a city of mine to, I think it was Brazil. I lost my city to Brazil, and then I realized the importance of loyalty. So I'm warning you guys. We'll talk about this thing in detail in next video, but just keep in mind that settle your city, close on, and you need to have lots of city to actually deal with negative loyalty. Now loyalty has lots of factors. You get loyalty from citizens, you get loyalty from happiness or amenities, you get loyalty from governance, you get positive loyalty from these things. And in terms of negative loyalty, you get negative loyalty from the neighboring states, neighboring cities. For example, we have these two cities of Brazil. So if we settle our second city here, we will be getting pressure, negative loyalty from this city and this city. And if Brazil decides to put a city over here, we'll be getting negative loyalty from these three cities. And the higher the number of citizens in these cities, the higher the pressure, the negative loyalty they'll be giving to our city over here. So that's just something that you should keep in mind. Now second thing, I want to actually settle my city as early as possible, but we need to go with a slinger so that we can deal with the barbarians, and also we can defend our settler. So let's go with slinger first, and then in next thing we'll be building our settler. Okay, let's go over here. I don't think there's any other civilization over here. We don't want civilization to be near us. We want to settle lots of city, and for that we're gonna need space. Now the higher the number of cities, the higher the number of citizens we have, the higher science we'll have. We'll be putting lots and lots of civil on, so we're gonna need like huge amount of space for that to happen. Okay, we can kill this scout. Fortunately, we had this cobble city street over here. These guys, they attacked the scout and they are dealing with barbs. We are surrounded by Brazil over here, so I don't think any barb can attack us from this side. They might start coming from this side. You can see the scout has just appeared, and I wanna get the kill by killing the scout. And if this guy discover our capital, he's gonna go back to his camp, and he's gonna send an army of barbs to our capital. Now barbs, they are huge problem in this update. These guys, they come in huge groups, So the first wave of barb is gonna contain like at minimum 6 uh, barbs army units. So it will be like 2 to 4 barbs warrior and 2 slinger. So we need to have enough soldiers, enough warriors and slingers to deal with this guy. But fortunately, AI is not really good at combat, and these barbarians they can't heal themselves. So this is something that we can use and exploit. Now we have gotten our first goodie hat, so let's go and get it. Wow, that was quick. So now we can focus on getting our settler out. Let's go and explore this region a little bit. Let's go over here. So we have discovered Hong Kong. Hong Kong is an industrial city-state. That's fine. Now we don't want to move here because these are all desert tiles, and this tile they produce nothing, and unless you have this wonder called Petra, this will be a really worst city to have. So, and also this will be way away from our capital, and due to the negative loyalty we'll probably lose our city. So it's better to keep new cities closer to your capital. There are multiple reasons to do that. One is loyalty, second one is actually there are many buildings that you unlock later on, like some buildings in industrial zone that gives you bonus extra production when you have a city within 9 tiles. So if we all to take advantage of that, we need to have cities close by. We also have Gandhi in the game. Wow, how fortunate. We got a scout from the goodie hut. Okay, let's move here and clear this fog, and let's move you here. I wanna see what's here. This is actually a night checkpoint. We can put a city here, and we can, if we put a city somewhere over here, we won't have access to fresh water, so we'll have to build aqueduct, which is not something that we want. But this is a nice spot for a city because we are covered by mountains from this side and these are hills, so we can build mines here, and we can build as you want here. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, I wanna send my scout this way. So this is Indian Scout. It means India has its capital somewhere over here. Okay, Catherine is also in the game. So we have 3 neighbors in this continent. We need to start settling and expanding our empire soon. Let's put this on. I want additional production. Now we are not going for religious victory, that's why I decided to choose urban planning instead of God King. But if you are going for religious victory, go for it, because it gives you a pantheon early on. Okay, let's send you this way. Let's send you this way. There you go. 3rd city state, Stockholm. This is a science city state. Always nice to have. Okay, we haven't boosted any of these civics, so I think I will first go for craftsmanship. We might discover a second continent soon, and then we can boost this one. We're gonna get our settler in 2 turn. Alright, I forgot to defocus on food, which is a bad move. You should always defocus food, because when you're producing a settler, your empire won't be able to grow. It won't give you any new citizen. So instead, focus on production, and after you have gotten your settler, you can again focus on the food. Okay, let's move you back to... Oh wow, that's bad. Let's get you back to... Let's move you here. Okay, you just explore this region and then I'll call you back. You can see these guys, they are just right next to our capital. They have started attacking our warrior. Now we can just stay over here, because this is a nice spot for defense. We are on top of the hill. These guys are in wood, so it will be a bad idea to actually attack them now. I think I'm gonna just wait here, and we're gonna get our slinger back, and then we'll start attacking these guys. Let's get these slingers back too. We'll get the settler in 3 turns, and then we'll definitely go and settle our city here. This is actually a nice spot. You can see we will get this luxury resource and this bonus resource. Eventually we'll get this silver tile too, but let's count the tiles distance. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we put a city here, 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll be just 4 tiles away from our capital. Not something that we want. We want to be at least 4 to 5 tiles away from our capital. 4 is, to me, quite closer. But we need to have a buffer city. We must have a buffer city. We'll build an encampment in that buffer city, and we might have to move our governor there too to deal with the negative loyalty, but we must have a buffer city over here. Let's get here. These barbarians, they are gonna kill themselves after they attack us, so we can stop worrying about them. But I'm actually worried about these. Okay, we need to kill a unit and then we can do the culture. I'm actually more worried that these camps, they start producing more units, and the scout, it has just reported back to the camp. Now we are in trouble. We need to deal with these guys, and we need to deal with this guy soon. Now this guy has reported back to the camp that there's a capital, a city nearby, and this camp is gonna produce 1 unit for 3, or I don't know, maybe 6 consecutive turns. 1 unit will be produced in each turn. So we need to be ready to deal with these guys. Let's give you rest for some time. You should heal first and then you're gonna attack. Saddler will be out in the next turn. There you go. First warrior. There's second barbarian scout here. You can go and kill this guy first. But this will be a bad decision because this guy can kill the slinger in 2 turns. Okay, the scout, there's no warrior, no military units by any of the city states here. They might be patrolling over here, but we have to deal with these guys ourselves. So let's move you. This is a hill, right? So let's move you here. This is a knight defensive position. And actually I wanna attack this guy first. Okay, let's just attack you. You just sleep for a few turns. You come here. I wanna go with a warrior. Now you should always check this war ranking after a few turns, because you want to be somewhere in the middle or in the top position, because in Civilization 6 and especially after Rise and Fall, these AIs, they tend to wage war way too often, and these guys will they just decide to go on war if they see that your army is really weaker than theirs. So you need to have at least a balanced army. You don't have to have like most powerful army in the game, but you must not be the weaker ones. You must not be in these positions. You can see I have the weakest army, but these neighbors, they are also not really powerful compared to mine, so we are fine for now. But we'll be getting warriors, a few warriors in the next turn, and we're gonna upgrade these slingers to archer. So this is gonna increase our strength. Let's get you healed for another time. There you go. Another unit. We can go ahead and just clear the camp, but for that to happen we need to come here first and then we can go there. But these guys can just come back in a single turn. So let's go ahead and kill these guys first. Oh shit. Let's go and kill this guy. I wanted to kill with these slingers so that we can get a boost towards archery, but we were unable to kill with them. Delegation is always welcome, Gandhi. Now Gandhi is a peaceful guy. He don't want war. He want to live peacefully. But if you keep on pleasing him, he will just nuke all of your citizen in the late game. Oh, so we can't kill anyone with one shot. Okay, let's get you we can move him here. Let's get you promotion, and let's move you back because both of these guys can attack you. He's on top of hill. Okay, let's kill this guy, try to kill this guy, and we got a promotion. Okay, I think we're dealing with Bob's fine. Oh wow, and that's what I was talking about. These guys, we actually found them. If we didn't found them, these guys, they're gonna come and attack our capital. We find them, and now we can get ahead and clear the camp. Let's give you promotion. Let's move you here. This unit, he can go and attack any one of these. I think he's gonna get killed because all these guys, they can just go ahead and